Where have all the men gone, or where have all the good men gone? This is something that I've noticed on conversations, women posting online, articles. There's an article in the New York Times. I think the Wall Street Journal's done one. I want to give a few of my views on it from being involved in men's groups since about 1997. Let's talk about it. First of all, we've removed most of the structures that support young men in maturing. We've shamed and downgraded what is the unique value of fathers. Let's start with that. We've overburdened the mothers. We have removed all healthy rites of passage from our culture. Mentoring and mastery is now instant gratification. When they look at the divorce rate, they look at the chance of a high probability of divorce, which from the perspective of most men is they'll lose the house, the wife, the kids, and possibly their career. And then, of course, we've shamed men in every way with toxic masculinity and mansplaining, and the list goes on and on. If you understand that the testosterone-based being is in some ways beautifully simplistic, and you give more and more confusing signals, they're going to give up. They're not even going to try because, oh my gosh, if I show any attention to a woman, it could damage my career. If I'm identified as one of those guys, it could ruin me in so many ways possible. They're just going to avoid altogether. And then, of course, let's talk about schools. Young men, most of the ways they win in school have been removed. When I grew up, instead of Ritalin, we had what's called recess. We went out there several times a day and almost killed ourselves in the playground. That's been removed. So, and that's where you also would generally play hard with other boys, and you'd learn a kind of a pecking order. This is important. That's been all gutted. What about why are they obsessed with video games? It's one of the few places that's safe for them to win. And then why aren't they emotionally available? Well, men often have an experience, if they're emotionally available, of them having a moment where some woman's used it against them as a weapon. So there's a little reluctance. And then there's the more work. I'll put the link of The Way Men Heal, recommended book, and also recommend Tom's book on mothers understanding sons. Just buy it and read it. So then what can be done? Well, let's start with what works for men. What's important to men? If you could interview my wife, she's the poster child of understanding this. Honor, respect, appreciation without a but. And also, if you think you can change him, for God's sakes, don't marry him. Because now you're going to put yourself into a motherly role with him, and then you'll be resentful as well. I took a men's personal development training back in 1997 that started my men's journey. And it was designed to be a rites of passage for men. And I asked the guy that led it, Justin Sterling, how do you know you have the right woman partner? And he said, when you leave the house, you're inspired every day to be a better man. That's what Barbara does for me. Now, do I succeed and fail at it frequently? Absolutely. And when it comes to the reverse, there's lots of work on that. But we have to look at what is the beauty and value of the essence of the masculine and feminine, and stop forcing people to have only one way to be. If a woman has more masculine qualities, that's wonderful. If a man has more feminine, that's wonderful. But what we've got is the women seem to have more masculine qualities, and the men seem to have more feminine qualities. That's not creating more opportunity. That's creating more intolerance instead of tolerance. Some of these concepts and others will be coming out in my book, Taboo, The Lost Codes of Men. Welcome your comments. Take care.